I don't know, for the amount of hype that I guess that this played up, and the amount of time that we waited for this, it's very underwhelming. Yeah, sure, it's a new play space, it's new stuff to do, right? But I mean, it's one mission pretty much every week, right? That we've basically already done. The only new stuff, maybe, might even consider new, is just this area that came out last week. And then the inside of the actual reservoir with the emissaries. But that is just more or less a big open area with a bunch of bosses. Nothing that I give Bungie a high five over. Drop down here. Because apparently I suffer with making this jump. Momentarily switch over. You're more or less just jumping down here. You don't need line ramparts. Like I can take these off now. I just wanted to make that one jump down, or the drop at least. Here. Up to this ledge. Up again to this ledge. And up and around to this ledge. There we go. That's it. Actually, I do want a different bow. My PvP bow, but it's fine. My one tip is that just to do that fast. The faster you do it, the less chance you have of getting screwed by one of these goblins, or sorry, these, yeah, goblins. Well, I'm not sure why they haven't gone away yet. It's possible that I missed some of my shots. I'm surprised that that doesn't just one tap. Oh wow, okay. Okay, it's gonna be a common thread in this mission is being angry at enemies because they're invincible. See, I thought you had to do like minimal damage to this lady, not like half kill her. This and the boss room are probably the two hardest spots of the whole thing. And even then, it's still not that difficult. It's just take it slow, take it with range, and you'll be fine. Watch your corners almost constantly. And your back, because they do spawn behind you. A couple ways of doing this. You can do it the way that I do it, as I go around the whole area, clearing all bosses, basically emptying up this middle section, or you could just do one boss at a time. But your choice. I don't think it's really the best way to do it. It's just different ways of doing it. Usually there is, or at least when I did this, there was a Hawkmoon feather here, so if you want to grab that, by all means. There was when I did this. Nice the first time. Cannot comment on further weeks. This is the not real exit. Here. It is kind of nice though, but there's almost always a guy guarding the door to the next area. So if you don't know where to go, just usually follow the enemies that respawn in the main room. There's another Hawkmoon feather in this room. I cannot remember if it was at the top or at the bottom. Explore around this room, but it's certainly here. Each of these bosses has a different color shield, so like that guy had obviously solar. The Centurion had arc, and then the wizard is gonna have void. Picking up the wizard. I might be able to kill her through this door, honestly. Or she'll kill me through the door. Probably the latter. I'm gonna leave. I mean, as long as I don't slip and fall on something, then it's pretty simple here. There's the middle room, but I don't necessarily think that's difficult. I think that it's just a lot of stuff to deal with constantly. But to a certain extent, I've gotten used to that kind of feeling in a solo, so I think it'll be too bad for me. And I'm more scared of just falling off somewhere randomly. Also doesn't help that we don't have radar, so I can't really tell where the next batch is. Okay, it's here. Alright. Simple. I know there's another feather somewhere here, I'm pretty sure. Like it was in a caged off area, from what I remember. Yes, it's not here. I have no clue where this leads. All I know is that we're not going to use it. Maybe some other secret puzzle, hopefully, maybe. Not sure. Doubt it. This room is going to be a bit of difficulty for some people. I definitely foresee that. But I mean, as long as you kind of stick to this back area and just play it smart, take out the snipers with your long range weapon, you'll be fine. Gas Mantle's just gonna let me do that. Try to get him dead, and I can maneuver around as I need. With still some health to live with. I think you do have to clear every single enemy before it lets you move on to the next phase, but yeah. I don't think I'll need to pop super here, as long as again I'm smart with my choices and I kill these goblins. But if you need to, by all means go ahead. I certainly am not going to stop you. Although, I'm pretty sure, yep, I missed the captain. No, come on, I hate you. I'm gonna kill those goblins as soon as possible. Wreck your day. Not necessarily wreck your day, but they'll just make it bad time. Just stay at the backs of the rooms. Keep popping up the overloads, tag them up, let them die. Simple formula that I've employed, sure, thousands of times before. Surprised that none of those goblins there died to that explosion. But it happens. Oh, okay. Apparently you're still alive. Six, I still have to fight the witches. Speak of the devil. As long as you pop them and just tag them with the anarchy, they'll die. Watch out for these guys, they can hurt you if you don't have mantles on. Also, I probably should have prioritized killing this witch a lot sooner. Maybe I'll get to it when I get to it. Christ alive, you're just gonna sit in a hole? Like, which is going to be some of the most aggro or non-aggro units in the game. And they can never decide which one they want to be. Right? This will give you some feathers if it's your first clear. Weak. Easiest way to get up is just up through here. I always just jump down, you don't have to. I'm sure there's better ways of doing this. The way that I've always done it. I say always as if I've done this more than twice. But safe because this is the flawless. I've fallen off a couple of times here, just careful. Especially on this, because you do have to crouch through. They generally aim for that piece of wall. So you can just push up against it and land on the pipe properly, same thing here. It's just basic platforming. That could have killed me. As long as I don't mess up this jumping part here, it should be good. There's some more Hawkmoon feathers back here. Should grab them. Okay, now this area. This is actually where I'm gonna have to concentrate a little bit, I actually think. But best thing I found is just start off with some anarchy ticks. Go round back. Here, so you can do that. An anarchy trap. And a solar trap. Find the boss again, put some more anarchy on him. Got another anarchy trap. highly advise going over here. Just camping here. Make sure the boss is gone. Yep. This is where I wouldn't recommend, like, well, I mean, the scout rifle would work fine, but I would not recommend, like, an SMG or an auto, I guess, even here. Hand cannon works okay, but I mean, this is honestly why I picked the bow. Specifically just for this. And yeah, and those bouncy things, there's nothing you can do about it. If you get pushed down, just don't freak out. Keep clearing. In my case right now, I have my X-Falls up, so I'm not going to be able to jump back up there, but as soon as they go down, best believe I'm going back up there. Try to burn out the, I'd recommend running a solar class for that. Try to burn out that knight, because as soon as that knight dies, you can go down here and it's a lot safer of a corner. And you can just kind of patrol this whole area pretty safely. Warmind cells help a lot, especially with this hand cannon. Clears out the Acolyte's eyes really quickly and very effectively. Kind of keeps them at bay, and you can shoot out the shields of the Acolytes. Do watch your ammo economy though. You can very quickly run out of ammo. And yes, primary ammo. I know, shocker. But the first time I did this, I completely ran out of primary ammo and got quite screwed. But now I'd say push up to this little cave, wait for that to respawn, because it does every couple seconds. And there's that again, that hot pocket up there. Goblins, they're quite annoying. Just work them out. Up here's a good little crane that you can hide in. Not hide in necessarily, but approach in. If you're having trouble initiating this area. Keep bringing them down. And I would always say, make sure that the goblins are dead before you even think about pushing up to there. Especially if you're using a solar class and you need to use your melee or grenade. I would say just don't even mess around with that guy, just put an anarchy on him and make sure he dies. See, he almost screwed me. And that's what the, I mean that's exactly what the isomances are for, just a backup. And once you get everything cleared, next part of the battle phase, perfect. Actually, I'm going to do this real quick since you can swap gear. Get my mantles back, or get my barricade on recharge. That back, I'm going to go camp in the back of the room again. The beauty of Anarchy is that you can just keep the damage while watching the spawns of the goblins, and as well as being in safety. Careful of his fire, sometimes it peeks around the corners, just again make sure you're not getting tipped by it. But other than that, you should be fine. There we go, and just go back up here. Okay, just use the punch there just for safety purposes. Pop this just in case, because I was very scared that I was going to get hit from something, so oops. Groups are very lethal here. Do watch them. Both annoying and lethal. Also, the bow comes in handy because you can easily cross him out the Sesaon. Sorry, Acolyte, should you need to. Get you in some of that hand cannon ammo that you desperately need. I'm sure, as you can see, I'm even starting to run out. I'll go there. I just picked up a brick. And every once in a while, you gotta make a push. Be smart about him. That guess might kill me. Now she can pop super just to make sure it doesn't. I'm gonna make sure that they die first. He regains all his health for some reason and then loses it. Perfectly normal thing, I assure you. And there we go. Flawless. Solo. Easy peasy. Claim the chest. Get nothing out of it because Bungie sends you with their rewards. That is it. Small mission. It's kind of a bit of a letdown, honestly, if I, in my personal opinion, but either way, it's Orbit. I'm sure the modifiers will change week to week, and I'm sure some weeks will be easier to do than other weeks, especially with champions. But this week seemed pretty easy, at least especially for the launch week. I'm gonna build one more time. And honestly, the bow is replaceable with whatever you're most comfortable with for long range. That'd be a sniper, a scout rifle, or a bow, or a pulse rifle even would work, I guess, but I hate pulses. Obviously, the Icarus hand cannon is very good just because it creates Warmind Cells 1. Genesis is good against the shields. It refills your whole magazine on a shield break, and it gives you ammo back when you're hitting a shield of the same element, so Void works. Disruption break, it just doesn't matter, it's just a bonus perk to allow me to one-shot with the biting wind, or the bow. Then Anarchy, obviously, for obvious reasons, because it's Anarchy. I'm personally running Sunbreaker bottom tree on Titan. I'm sure this would work with middle tree, Solar on Well. Hunter, it's a different story. I'd probably run Stasis, and then just brute force the shields, or just switch to a solar weapon when it came time to kill the knights at the end. Ice-Hole Mantles for security. If you don't have Ice-Hole Mantles, go get them, they're good. Or, you know, if you don't have the patience to do Master or Legend Lost Sectors, then Crest of Alpha Lippy works. Either way, thank you so much for coming, and I will talk to you later.